The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Whitaker patrolled the Alaskan coast, its dark silhouette cutting through a cold blue horizon where sea and sky blurred together. Chief Boatswain's mate, Mara Ortiz, stood watch, scanning the water out of habit more than hope, when she noticed something wrong, a dark speck where nothing should have been. It wasn't ice or a whale, it was something foreign. As the cutter drew closer, the crew identified it as a massive tangle of ghost gear, abandoned fishing nets and debris drifting silently, lethal to anything that crossed its path. Commander Amanda McKay ordered a cautious approach while Lieutenant Park confirmed the sighting through binoculars. With years of experience handling hazardous recoveries, Mara was assigned to lead the assessment. The net wasn't free-floating. Something heavy anchored it below the surface, pulling it down like a submerged storm cloud. The smell reached them before the full reality did, synthetic fibers mixed with rot. Life was trapped inside. The crew launched a small boat. As they approached, movement rippled beneath the net. A fin surfaced, then a powerful tail. Sharks, machinery technician Haynes confirmed. Ghost nets don't discriminate, they trap and kill until they're removed. Mara guided the boat to the lee side, avoiding the swell. Training echoed in her mind. Nearly 640,000 tons of fishing gear are lost in the ocean every year, continuing to kill long after being abandoned. Statistics had always felt abstract. This wasn't. They began cutting carefully. A mackerel slipped free. Then a crab, missing 2 legs, sank slowly. Next, a young harbor seal appeared, tangled tightly with a plastic strap around its flipper. The team slowed, hands steady, movements deliberate. After several tense minutes, the seal broke free, hesitated, then disappeared into the gray water. The net suddenly convulsed. A salmon shark struck from below, rocking the boat. Cutting it free directly was too dangerous. Mara shifted strategy, focusing on releasing what they could from the top layers. Fish scattered. Kelp spilled out. A skull surfaced briefly before sinking again. Hours passed. Hands numbed. Knuckles split. They freed more seals, though not all survived. Below, the net held a grim mass of bodies, some alive, most not. A larger seal was trapped deeper, along with multiple sharks. They coordinated with the Whitaker, threading heavier lines through the net and lifting it in stages. The cutter's capstan strained as the net rose, water pouring from it. A dead seal surfaced first, then the living one. Mara cut carefully, freeing its flipper. The seal floated for a moment, then swam away with purpose. Night fell fast. Deck lights carved out a small island of brightness in the dark sea. A helicopter circled overhead. The wind rose. A line snapped like a gunshot, narrowly missing the coxswain. They reset, steadied themselves, and kept working. By morning, exhaustion hung over them, but so did resolve. The sharks were weaker now. It took 6 more hours of precise cuts and careful maneuvering. One shark went limp and slipped free. The second fought until, finally, its fin slid through a ragged opening and vanished into the depths. When they hauled more of the net aboard, its size shocked them. Evidence suggested it had once entangled whales and dolphins. By the second evening, the last living animals were freed. The net lay dead on the deck, heavy, silent, finally harmless. Days later, in Ketchikan, the net was unloaded for disposal. The smell drove people back. A small victory, but a real one. Standing on the pier, the crew looked older than when they'd left. Park thanked them, speaking of reports and policy and future prevention. Mara felt pride and sorrow settled together. One net removed wouldn't fix the problem, but it mattered. Back aboard the Whitaker, the sea stretched out again, vast and indifferent. Hundreds of thousands of tons of ghost gear still drifted somewhere beyond the horizon. But this one was gone. And sometimes, that had to be enough.